Sky Squad, we are back in the building on this good Sunday morning. Okay. Happy Sunday to all of you guys out there in the land. I know that you guys could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with us today, and we could not be more excited about it. Okay. Lord, I sound like the person making the church announcements, don't I? As you enter in that good chatterization, let us know where you are watching from. I see Mississippi in the building, baby. Michigan. And listen, I had a time down to the Mississippi, y'all. I had a time down to the Mississippi. Okay. Um, but more on that. I'm going to have a vlog on that. That'll be on my personal channel for all of you guys to view. I just need to work on it. I got a ton of footage, so expect a very long one, and we'll do a little premiere watcherization for it as well. So that'll be coming up this week. Now, Sky Squad, we are back in the building, baby. We are back in the building to discuss Love and Marriage DC. I'm about to say Huntsville. Lord have mercy. Love and Marriage DC. The reunion part 2. And I'm still trying to process how I feel about part 2 of the reunion, because I'm still gagging from the chaos that was going on yesterday before the reunion. Okay. Now, for those of you guys who may be a little bit out of the loop, let me take it back. Let me take it on back. Okay. Earlier this week, I did an interview with Erana Tyler. Now, giving you guys the tea, I'm just gonna give it to you how it happened. We did the interview, I think, on Tuesday. I had to go to Jackson, Mississippi on Wednesday. And so this was pre-taped. So I had the interview set for Friday because I was like, ooh, this will be, good promotion to promote the show. And so this clip right here then began to make the rounds. Okay, I'm gonna play a bit of it for you. It came like right at the tail end of it. If you saw it, chime in the chatterization if you saw it.
Seats on you, your husband, and your kids. And if you want to meet with me, I would gladly share.
The kids?
My damn kids. So I was furious. So I never responded to her. I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to entertain. So I had to block her. I just blocked her. Because I was like, I don't have the energy and I don't have the time. So I called have receipts. What I do. Listen to this. I have receipts on you, your husband, and your kids.
Okay, so I got to tell y'all, I was not anticipating that bit of tea. You know what I'm saying? I did not know it was coming. And so I was shocked and gagged like the rest of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't even hide it in my face. So, I mean, it was, I took it as though, obviously promotion for the show, the clip made the rounds. But then there came more tea after that, because Winter then released the receipts. Okay. Well, not the receipts that she referred to on the reunion, but she shared the message that she actually sent to Erana. And thanks to our friends over at OMFG Reality TV. Also, thanks to Bro Chat for reposting, the original video as well. Winter said on Twitter, own y'all's strategy to make me the scapegoat, but don't make something appear to be what it's not. I look like, I guess the heck I look like dropping receipts on people's kids when I have kids. I addressed her woman to woman off camera to avoid drama and mess. Okay. And here is what she said that she sent to Erana. You invited me to your personal space during the premiere, and I do not take it lightly at all. I am reaching out to you because I wanted you to know that I was not just sitting there saying I have receipts. People were DMing me and sending me things leading up to the reunion. I knew people would question whether or not I was lying, But as I sat there, I realized it was not the forum nor the time to reveal this information because it was pretty heavy. The information included you, Jamie, and your children. I decided to never repeat those allegations on TV. I know things got heated and I'm honestly still processing it all. I understand that you may be upset with me and may not want to meet with me, but the biggest thing I wanted to do is reiterate that I apologize that I did not lie by saying I have receipts. I would like to with meet you for lunch to talk more. No mess. I will also share what was sent to me. I owe that to you. Okay? So then we got a response from Jamie who says, please keep me and my family's name out any more of your conversations. Please move on with your life like we have. And so then Winter responded and says, if Erana has something to say, then have her address me. You weren't on the interview, so I'm not speaking to you, Jamie. And I don't care if you created her to be a mute. I talk back. Now, this is in reference to when Jamie said on the reunion that he created Erana to be a boss. So I'm guessing she just flipped that and turned it into a mute. And so then Erana responded and says, you must don't know me in real life. You better pray I don't see you in these DC streets. I will show you how mute I am. Okay. So all of this was happening yesterday. Okay. Before the premiere of the episode. And I was just like, no, my head is spinning. Okay. Spinning round and round and round. Okay. Now, for me, I didn't know all this was going to occur. Okay. But here we are. And so as I go into watching the reunion, I have some pivotal questions that I do plan on asking the people. Okay. And as we dive into the reunion, I'll get more into what those questions are going to be. Because again, I'm still processing how I feel about the way things have kind of tossed and turned in this reunion, and how things ended. I asked you guys in a poll on on this video, and I said, do you guys feel like they should start filming now or wait till things cool off? And I think a good majority of you, almost maybe like 80 something percent, said that you guys felt like they should go ahead and start filming season 2. And I agree. Okay. Personally, I agree. And I would say to bring everybody back, because based on this reunion, not only with the Winter situation, but also with the couples themselves, I feel like things are just starting to heat up. Dynamics are shifting. And right now would be the best time to start filming season 2. As a story producer in my head, okay, I can already see the stories that I would want to follow in season 2, the dynamics that I would want to follow season 2. And now that people seem to be more open, okay, what we would get in season 2 as well. Okay. So that's just that on that. Now, with that in mind, right, I know I need some, listen, I have the allergies, okay? I has the allergies. And so, I talk for a living. And so because I'm talking for so long, so often, these things happen, okay? But the show don't stop. So anyway, oh, we have Winter. Um Winter Love, is you dressed? Cuz you can hop on the live real quick if you wants to. You just let me know. All right? And I'll send you that good linkerization. Okay? Let me know, because I got some questions for you. All right. Now, with that being said, we get into the reunion. Let's dive into that real quick. Winter and Ashley discuss the man in Winter's life. I'm not sure if this is the alleged toothless man or not, but Carlos basically has to clarify. Apparently, a family friend reached out to Ashley and Quick and told them that Winter was having an alleged mental breakdown. Now, again, let me put the banner up here because some of this, again, is going to be alleged. Okay. Um. Now, This man also told the Silvas allegedly that he was responsible for feeding information about them to Winter. Now, Winter then clarified that he wasn't the person giving them the information about them. Then Winter says that she told that person to stop being messy. So in my mind, I wonder who is the man involved? That would be one of my questions. Um, I mean, that was what was said on the episode. Okay. So I'm just reiterating what my notes say. Okay. But that's what he had said that had happened. Okay. Um, meanwhile, now apparently different folk had been sent Winter information about the different men. Okay. With regards to to Quick, and with regards to the Jamie. Okay. Winter says send the link. Hold on one second. I'm gonna send this link. The easiest way to do this is to send the link in the chat. Don't nobody try to join the link but Winter. Okay. Because that's gonna make the situation a little bit more difficult. So let's see if we can get Winter in the chat. I'm putting the link right here. So Winter, if you get it, jump on in. But don't nobody else jump on the link now, okay? Because we want to just be able to get right to the source of the information. All right. Okay. Um, so we'll just see what we got, what intel we can get on the situation. All right. Um, now again, I put the link in the thing twice just to make sure. Okay. Don't nobody else join on the link. That's the Winter link. That was the fastest way I could send it. All right. Okay. Now, but Winter won't tell the people what was said in the information. So the guys and Ashley want to know why she would bring it up if she was not going to tell them what the information is. So Carlos does say that's a fair question. So he's going to continue to ask the questions about these receipts. Carlos says, um, Carlos asked these questions: are the receipts photographs of the infidelities? Winter said last night that she had the text messages, she had the photographs, and she had the records of these alleged, okay, things that was going on. Now, I wanted to know what are the records, okay? Because I understand photographs, I understand messages, but I don't understand what the records would be, okay? So as Carlos is trying to, help out, okay? We get this information from Winter that allegedly the rumors were speaking specifically to Quick. Oh, okay. So we can ask the source herself. Are you ready, Winter?
Hey, hey.
Hello.
Listen. Ciao.
What is going
Ciao.
on, Winter? Give the people, I mean, the tea, okay?
Okay, so yes. So I feel like the biggest talk is these receipts. And so I think it's important to clarify that receipts were never discussed during the season. I
Okay.
only said I heard rumors too, and that got drug out, and people questioned what I heard. And so that's how we get to the receipt talk. Okay. Ashley
Okay.
and I have a back and forth at the selfie event, and my comeback to her was like, I can help you find him. Right. So, of course, this further Backs up. Okay, receipts, receipts, receipts. No more talk, not even about the Tylers. I never came for the Tylers during the season. It wasn't until reunion that, of course, Carlos, being the host that he is, and he can do it, he's the host. So, what receipts do you have if you have any receipts? Like, he's doing his job. But my thing was, because of what I knew, I didn't feel like it was my place because of what I have been through to air these receipts. I never even intended to even say what the rumors I heard were on the show. It was just a comment that was made. And so rookie mistake. You got to remember in reality TV, whatever you say can and will be used against you at any given time. But I knew the biggest thing was, hey, they would ask for these receipts because they felt like if I didn't have receipts, I was lying, which is not true. I was honestly trying to be respectful. The Quicksilver situation, I don't know why they assumed that my friend was my source, seeing as how I don't even know the conversation they're talking about. So the whole like Winter's having a mental breakdown, which I've never had, by the way. Let me be clear. I don't know these people, so I don't allow people who don't know me to cause me to go into some sort of mental breakdown. So I thought that was kind of funny to hear you say. I was like, did they say that? So yeah, so it's just weird that they assumed that my best friend was the source. I'm like, no, that wasn't the case. I think I later reveal that part of the rumors that I had heard came from a coworker. And I did not know that he was married at the time. So I didn't think anything of it. It just so happened all these years later, I end up on this show with them and I realized how long they've been married. And what I was told was back in 2018. So that's not really that long ago. It's only 4 years. That said, because her and I are cool, I didn't want to reveal information that she has sent to me out of confidence. You got to be really careful about that. So I was
Right.
like, well, I would go ahead.
So this is the person that had said something about, or excuse me, alleged something happened
Alleged.
between her and Quick.
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly. She worked at Park and that's where she met him. And that was, that's her information. I don't have a right to out her. I don't believe that. So, yes, that's how we get that. In addition to other rumors, neither here nor there. I feel like when you are in the DMV and you are a notable person, everyone gets them. I was married to, an ex NFL player. You hear rumors. That I understand where Ashley was coming from too. It doesn't make it true. But by the same token, like I shared with her, it doesn't make it false either. Of course, it's not proven until there's proof. But again, it doesn't make it false, doesn't make it true. We can call a truce on that conversation. I just didn't like they accused my friend. I'm like, y'all, all the people I know in the DMV, please, like that is the least person feeding me rumors. So I don't know. That was strange. And he's
Okay.
not
So
toothless.
okay, because I had a lot of questions, and I'm gonna go down the list one by one, and you
Go
answer
right
them to the
ahead.
best of your ability.
Sure.
And what I'm not going to ask is what those rumors are about,
Copy.
because I'm just choosing to be respectful of
Yes.
everyone's marriages and that sort of thing. But I will ask you
Absolutely.
questions about how the rumors came to be and if you regret mentioning those rumors. But I'm gonna wait for that.
Yes.
Okay. So my
Copy that.
first question to you is, who is the friend that is also a family member of theirs? You don't have to name a name, but what is this
Sure.
person's connection to you?
So he is my best friend. I
Okay.
don't know his connection to them at all. I think that was kind of the confusion too. I don't know that they know him. I feel like between my best friend and the Silvas, there's a mutual connect.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And so was someone either your best friend or was it the other person that was feeding you information that you then told not to be messy? I'm just basing this on what happened last night to get clarification.
There was a live. My best friend made a comment on my live, and I checked him and said, don't be messy. I don't want to
Okay.
hear anything that you know or may not know. Drop it. So that
Okay.
was my best friend that was checked for saying that comment.
Is this best friend the man that you were being alleged to be in intimate connection with?
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you guys a couple?
No. And that was the funny part. Best friend.
Okay, so there's no romantic liaison-ness in that situation.
No, and you don't really. And my thing is, it's my information to tell if it is, and I have no problem sharing it. Like that's the thing. But don't
Okay.
be out in my business. Like I out my own business. So no, it just
Okay.
wasn't true.
Okay, cool. I'm just basically gonna go on what is being said at the reunion because I know
Yes.
if I had questions about it, then I know the audience has questions about it.
Oh,
And so, as
sure.
much as we can clarify without getting
Yes.
into, because I know that there are things that you don't want to reveal, and I do not want to be the person that asks what those things are because I
Oh
also
no, no problem.
understand that there's a idea of protecting their marriages as well.
Yes,
And I respect that because I feel like I would want that same respect. Now,
absolutely.
the next thing that I would say is with regards to the rumors, do you regret mentioning that you had heard them? Because as a viewer, I am automatically going to want you to produce a receipt if you tell me you have a rumor, because it's a show and tell situation with TV, right?
Well, I'm learning.
If
Yes.
you say it, you have to be prepared to show it. So,
Mhm.
where do you feel about that situation in with hindsight being what it is?
Oh, hindsight, definitely. And let's be clear. I said I heard rumors too in response to Ashley saying she heard rumors.
Gotcha.
So, yes, I wholeheartedly wish I hadn't said it because it's been the whole talk of the season. Like hands down. Yeah, and I still don't regret coming at her, but making that comment in that moment, like, you get the nicknames. I said them, I had to apologize for it, but I said it. But the whole I heard rumors too because I knew at the time it was me just responding to Ashley and I's conversation at Ocean Prime. Yeah, I just wish I hadn't said it because then, what would the drama have been at that point? It wouldn't have been this. I don't believe it would have been the whole rumors talk because it never went away after that point, ever.
No, and it hasn't gone away still. Okay. Let's talk about the Arena DM message. Can I ask you what prompted you to send that message?
So I actually had no issues with the Tylers. That was really what prompted me to send the message. They were upset about a comment I made on Carlos King's show. I didn't know they were upset. It's not like they ever reached out to me and told me, which was kind of like, why didn't you just say something like, hey, we heard what you said. We were offended by it. And I would have said, hey, I wasn't trying to be offensive. I just honestly answered the question. Seeing as how we're on a reality show and we're being open about so much stuff, it's not like we're just telling it to each other, even though we're pretending like we're just telling it to each other. There are cameras there, so everyone is hearing it. And it's after the fact. I wasn't trying to be facetious in my comments. I thought, well, they've been open and honest. This is my honest assessment. They were offended. I did not find out that they were offended until the reunion. That said, I reached out to her because of it was a lot of DMs, Richie. I don't think people understand when you are in reality TV, the receipts, the drama, the rumors, it comes. You do not have to look for it. And at no point have I ever looked for anything. I only stuck to what I knew going into the situation. But the receipts on the Tylers, it was just a lot. And it came from multiple people leading up to the reunion. A lot of those receipts were headed up by people who were saying they're trying to throw you under the bus. They're trying to make you look like the bad guy. They're trying to make you the scapegoat. And I'm just like, well, I didn't know that was the case. Like, really, a lot of this I'm finding out at the reunion. So I came in thinking I'm going to address what we need to address concerning the season. I'm not worried about anything else. I mean, I don't have anything to hide. So I'm like, okay, address what happened during the show. We good. I was completely shocked with the whole toothless situation. That was like, what? Like, what's going on? And then the Tylers, I was really shocked by them. And I'm like, what? I never even came for y'all at all. Like, the Silvers and I have had our back and forths, but the Tylers, no, not at all. So I was kind of confused. My thing was because of what I was sent. I don't care how much I was pressed or bullied into sharing those receipts. To me, that what I was sent was not personally something I felt should be aired on TV. And that's why I reached out to her and said, hey, Sorry if I offended you by my comments. Y'all did keep it cool with me all this time. I have no ill will. However, if you would like to see what I was sent, I'm coming to you woman to woman. I'm more than happy to show you what people have been sending to me. I feel like I would want somebody to do that to me. If somebody's sending receipts on me, I want to know what they send it. Like, I can know what I'm working with or working against, but that was really the basis, not to be facetious, but I just feel like anything that is even remotely mentioning their children. And let me be specific. It wasn't like tattletale on something their kids were doing. It was an accusation actually against the Tylers concerning one of their children. And so I was like, I'm not discussing this on TV. That's just not it's not the place or the platform. And I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. So I reached out to her woman to woman privately to say, hey, definitely have nothing against y'all. Would never do that to anyone. If you'd like to see what I was sent, hit me up. I'm more than willing to meet and give you what I got.
Okay.
That's it.
So, based on what I understood from my interview with Erana, the part I think that was somewhat upsetting to her was, and I'll just read it to you, and I think that, and I want you to respond to this
Sure.
because I think it may clear up some of the, I or at least what I found to be the most shocking part of that was the part where it says the information included you, Jamie, and your children. So I
Yes.
think that was the part that may have been a trigger for her.
Sure.
Did you did you get for me, that's what I got from the conversation from her was it was that part right there.
Yes.
Do you think that maybe without clarification that you can see maybe why she was a little bit kind of shocked with that?
I'll say yes and no, only because
Okay.
I understand perspectives.
Okay.
That's if you want to automatically assume the worst. I think at that point, once I mentioned that it included her children, I said included. I didn't say what it referenced at all. I felt like at that point, as a mom, I would have been like, well, in that case, you need to at least send me the part that includes my kids so I can see what they're saying. And I think if she had done that, it would have clarified and she wouldn't have felt that way. And she honestly would have understood why I didn't air the receipts. You know what I mean? Like, I think if she had just said, I don't care what people are saying about me and my, husband, but definitely send me what you were sent about my children or my, whatever. Like, I think she would have been like, okay, honestly, I get why she pulled what she pulled. And thank you for letting me know. Like, I see both sides. If you just read it verbatim, then you could take it either way. Some people would take it as, hey, I appreciate you reaching out, or hey, why are you trying to include my kids? Like, why are you sending me? It just, perspective is everything. But seeing as how I've moved, if I wanted to show receipts on people and I haven't done it all season, I say give me a little credit in that aspect, that if I didn't do it, there's a reason why I didn't do it. So I definitely see both perspectives, but I think if she had at least asked for that info, it would have gave a lot of insight.
Okay.
It would have.
Okay. Because I think that was what I think that could have been a trigger for her. Just based on the conversation I had, that's where the trigger seemed to come in. Now, with regards to some other things from last night's episode specifically, um, it was stated that you were the drama. Were you? There's a meme going around that says, "Am I the drama?
Am I the drama?
Are you
Oh
the
gosh.
drama?"
This season, to be quite frank, everyone's been the drama in some aspect.
Okay.
Everyone. I think I shared this in an interview recently. I will not own 100% of being the drama nor the villain, because there are two people in this show I feel like played the villain at one point or the other.
Who are
um,
those people?
Oh, definitely Ashley. Like,
Oh,
she definitely played, she was a hard hitter. And I think, because the audience doesn't see everything and they have to edit a lot out, um, I definitely feel like we shared that role in some aspect. But when we talk about the drama, I do feel like Monique kind of mixing up what was said was drama filled as well, because I feel like a lot of things that were miscommunicated could have been clarified if she had just stayed out of it. I think if it had been between, maybe Ashley and I or Arena and I, it would have been, or even if she had just waited to get into it until I arrived at the selfie event, so we all just could have had a powwow. I think it still would have fared better than it did. But yeah, I think everyone's been the drama in some aspect. And I think too, people have to understand the only veteran on this show is Monique. She is. She's the only veteran. She's the only one that knows a lot of what we don't know. So I think, I think I brought my drama to the show. I knew I was signing up for that. I think what I didn't expect was the drama with the cast. I think there needs to be a boot camp given a rookie reality TV.
Oh, no. Let me tell you why. Because if there was a boot camp, then no one would do anything. Okay.
That's true.
And I do think everybody had a hand in that aspect of the drama where it kind of became a game of telephone. That's the type of reality TV we actually want to see. So I don't call any of y'all for that. To me, that's almost kind of like how things could happen in real life. You know what I'm saying? There's a miscommunication. Somebody is told, and that person wasn't there. And then they're like, well, let me go find out what happened. Because that's what she said happened. Now, did y'all do this to her? You know what I'm saying? So to me, that whole situation, it was funny. To me, it was funny. That whole thing was a musical game of lighthearted. I mean, I perceived it as light based on, what it could have been, right?
Was it funny? It wasn't funny because it created a whole storm.
Okay,
it was a mess.
It was, as a viewer, I'm just letting you know, I do feel bad for you in that regard that you had to live through it, but it made for good TV, right? That part of it right there. Okay. Now there's another thing that I wanted to ask you about.
Sure.
Monique mentioned that she sort of felt like you enjoyed the reality TV drama of it all as it had been unfolding on television. And then she pointed to the episode of Carlos King's Nightcap where you kind of responded about the Tylers.
Yes.
What do you agree with her assessment about your love of the genre?
How can you when you're telling everyone you don't really know me and we're not really friends? So I feel like it's kind of two-sided. You can't know me well enough to make that assumption and then not know me when people are asking you questions and questioning maybe things that I'm saying or doing. You got to pick a side. So I feel like, honestly, my assessment, I'll actually ride with her on the assessment that she didn't know me as well as she thought she did, and that our friendship was surface. Because what I do feel like, and it's funny, she said this I was on her radio show Friday morning. She said, I did not know you were this feisty.
I mean,
okay.
I gotta tell you, you are a feisty something or other.
I am. So for her to say, I did not know, actually supports her statement of, well, we didn't know each other like that. Like, were we cool? Were we social friends? Do we support each other? Yes. Like, that's very true. But the type of friends where you're sitting down, going out to brunch and lunch and really intimately getting to know the inner workings of another person, no. So I honestly feel like there's some aspects, if she actually knew, she might have thought twice for throwing me into that fire. Or maybe she, I don't know. Maybe she would have warned them and been like, well, if you come at Winter, she's going to come back. Like, that's who she is. I don't think anyone who knows me personally, and it's funny, throughout the season, people are like, that's the winner I know. Like the sarcasm, the jokes, the shady comment, the quick wit, that's me. Like, yes, I go to church and I love the Lord and all, but don't get it twisted. Try Jesus, not me. Like, if I need to get with it, I'll get with it. It's who I am. And it's never me starting. I'm a responder. So I'll go with the flow. You cool with me? I'm cool with you. But if you shoot, I'm gonna shoot back. Like that's really my personality. Like I don't know what people want. I authentically showed up as me because I didn't have any training before this. I just kind of got thrown in there thinking this is an opportunity to really share my testimony about walking through this divorce with, Kevin, and people would hopefully get something out of it and learn from my mistakes because I certainly made a lot and I own that. But that was really my thought process. I wasn't supposed to really be on the show, to be perfectly honest. I was supposed to do a one scene and they asked me to continue filming. So yeah, I think it's fair to say that she's not qualified to judge whether or not I love it or not because she doesn't know me. She doesn't know me like that. I think if she knew me, she just would have been like, nope, that's Winter. Winter responded how Winter would have responded in a lot of situations she was put in. So it's definitely not a fair assessment. Furthermore, unlike some of my other castmates who have actually auditioned for reality TV, I have not. I had no prior aspirations to be on reality TV. I've never wanted to. I don't even watch it regularly. So to say I kind of enjoy it, like, nah, I gave what was given unto me. And I was myself.
Okay. So I got a couple more questions, and I
Sure.
definitely appreciate your time and answering and kind
No
of
problem.
clarifying and allowing us to both have a very honest conversation.
Yeah.
Um, do you think that you and Monique, or at least do you think that you may want to make a more concerted effort to get to know her better, or let her get to know you better as things move forward from this point?
Yeah, I'm open to it because it's clear to me. One of the things I feel like I've learned, because it's funny that she made the comment that she felt used as bait. And I'm like, you felt used as bait. I'm like, I'm coming in thinking I'm about to just share my, testimony and really stick to just the demise of my marriage, not thinking all this other stuff. So in a lot of ways, I could really walk away feeling that way, but I know what I signed up for and I won't lay that blame at anyone's feet. And I don't really blame anyone. It's just like now I'm kind of better equipped if I were to move forward on how to navigate this arena. That said, I really don't have any ill will towards Monique. Do I like how she's moved throughout this season? No. I'm going to be honest. Her stance at the reunion completely like blindsided and shocked me. I really was kind of shocked because for me, it seemed like she clearly picked a side. And I think I've kind of seen that stance in the way she's moved, like on her social media, some of the comments she's made, and I'm like, yikes, like what is going on here? And I think for me it's kind of disappointing in a sense because for her to even invite me to do her podcast, even though she may not have been necessarily a quote unquote best friend or good friend, she had to at least experience me to know that I would be a good fit for that. And so in her experience of me, for her to kind of take a stance in my aspect or from my perspective against me, it just didn't feel good. And I would be lying if I said it felt good. I didn't like that because it essentially put me on an island by myself. And it's like I've battled, Chris is on her side by default. Okay. So when I say this lightly, even though I do respect the fact that Chris did step up and seemingly defend me when things got heated at the reunion. But essentially, I battled 6-1 all season. And that has not been fun. If I hadn't known that was the case, then I might have declined or brought back up. Like I would have introduced someone that could have really stood with me because that was just to me not a very fair or comfortable moment. But I feel like I handled myself well, as I feel like I always do in heated situations. I'm never gonna get out of character. I'm always gonna maintain my composure. So I'm open to it, and I think that's a conversation that her and I will have, and I'm open to having that conversation. I'm not angry with her. I am disappointed in some of the moves. It's essentially like her defending Quick's actions at the reunion. And I'm like, now hold up now. We just released the whole comment about how, women should be allowed to state their dissatisfaction or criticism of a man's behavior, more specifically a Black man. You can't turn around and say I can't criticize Quick for something I didn't agree with that he did at the reunion. So it's stuff like that. I think we definitely had to have a conversation. We have not had it yet. Her and I have touched base here and there after the reunion. She's reached out to me. I've reached out to her, but we just haven't had a chance to connect yet due to our schedules. And we understand that. But I hope that we do circle back and have that conversation, because I believe there's a lot that needs to be discussed. And if that's an opportunity to get to know each other deeper, great. But it's certainly given me an eye-opening experience of where I stand. Because I'm on the boat by myself right now, and I'm crystal clear about that. But I'm okay with it. I just don't like any sort of snaky behavior. I would rather you be who you're gonna be, and I'm aware of, like Ashley, I know who she is, what she is to me. There's no confusion. I move and govern myself with her accordingly. And I prefer that. I'm a very black and white type of person. I hate gray areas. And I kind of feel like Monique and I are in some gray. And I would honestly love to know, like, what caused her to jump ship. That would be a great question I would have for her. Like, why did you jump ship so hard, considering you're just meeting these ladies, really getting to know them within the last few months or the last year? Even though we may not be best friends or good friends, we do both respect each other enough and respect that there is at least a 15-year gauge that we both have. Like, it just kind of felt like the 15 years didn't mean anything, and it got equalized with people that came in who really don't know me at all. But yeah, I'm open to it, Richie, is all I can say. And I think a conversation is necessary.
Yeah, I think if you guys have a conversation, the Monique that I know is the type of person that will bend over backwards and give you the shirt off her back. And I think you guys having a sit down ponderosa, as I like to say, over a cocktail or a glass of champagne would probably be helpful. I do have a question for you.
Sure.
Well, I guess I'll give you two final questions, and then I'll let you get back to. I know you got a life and things to do, and children and stuff to
No
handle.
worries.
Do you feel accurately portrayed in season 1?
This is always a tricky question for me. I feel like everyone complains about portrayal. And when you sign an agreement that says you have no control over how you're portrayed. So I feel like, based off of what I gave them, honestly, in a lot of scenes, then they portrayed me how they saw fit. Do I like that I was portrayed as the villain per se? No. Who would like to be portrayed as that, as long as, if you're not aware that that's going to be your portrayal? So I'm going to say no. I don't like that I was portrayed, but I'm also woman enough and grown enough to understand I signed an agreement that said I don't get a say so I have to make peace with it. So I'm okay. I think in reality TV you learn how to, well, let me just say this: those that survive and excel learn how to make the good and the bad work for them. And that's really where me and my team are focused, like how to make it work for us. So that's really all you can do.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that assessment about making it work for you.
Yeah.
I think there's always a way to turn something that you may not perceive, or that maybe even the public may not always perceive as a positive, and then spin that thing into your favor. You know what I'm saying? So that's a smart way to think about it. My last question is, it's a two-part question. If you were to, well, would you want to come back for season 2 at this point? Because I know we talked a little bit about that the first time we interviewed.
Yes.
But so much has happened since then. So and if you do want to come back to season 2, what would you like to see done, or what would you like to bring, or what would you like to happen for you in this next season?
So I am open to coming back. No one's gotten any word on anything, but I am open to it. I personally think, I was sharing, what is it? I feel like I've earned my peach. I feel like I've Marlo'd in this situation. So definitely, but I'm fine. I'm not bent either way. I'm open to it. There's a lot I have to consider. I do have kids. I do have a family. I do have a business. And everyone talks about my being a minister. Let's be clear. I'm not in a pulpit. I'm a minister. Yes, I've been licensed and ordained, but I'm not running anybody's church. I'm a public speaker, and I do speak mostly in the faith-based community, but I'm very busy with that, and that's something I'm very committed to. So it just depends. It depends on how it works out, but I am open to it. So we'll say that for the record. If I were to come back, I feel like this cast needs a zhuzh. You know how you zhuzh your hair?
Okay.
Um,
What
I would
what
love
was
to
this
see.
it up?
I would love to see new blood. I
Okay.
would love to see new blood in this cast. I think I'm gonna be honest, I skimmed through this season a lot. And from what I remember about reality TV, it's not really that it has to be nasty drama, but I would just love to see people that have, just something. Like, I think we just need more, we need new blood. I would love to see new life pumped into this cast. I think it needs it. A fourth couple would be great. Because I think what we see is kind of a lack of balance. I think it's kind of leaned more towards a clique than the balance that I feel like different couples would bring to take this up to the next level. I think this has an amazing foundation. I will say that. I really, really do. But I think New Blood would actually take it to the level of Huntsville and things of that nature, and kind of balance it. I love the Huntsville cast, by the way. I think they're great. I think they're wonderful. But yeah, so new blood. I would love to see that. For myself, I would love to not focus so much because we know a lot of this season was about either my drama with the ladies or my drama with Kevin. I don't want to discuss Kevin at all. I would love for this to be the one and done because I am done with that situation. So I've moved on from it. I don't care to go ahead.
Are you divorced officially?
We're done. But see, that was done
Okay,
in
okay, okay.
that was done in May. Like,
Well,
we actually confirmed.
congratulations. I guess I
Thank
should say.
you. Yes, congratulations. That was done in May. I couldn't release that information though,
Got
until because of the reunion. Like, that was something they wanted to ask. And we were literally just kind of like the Kim and Kanye, like how they had two parts, like they were done and then they still were working out the settlement. We
Mhm.
literally were just working out the last couple of settlement details. But we were done like at the beginning of May, I believe. I can't remember. End of April, beginning of May, one of them. But yeah, so I couldn't discuss that until the reunion, and that's fine. But I don't want to live in the past because I've personally moved on. And yeah, so I would love to see people see me dating again. Like, I would be open to that. But I have a business, a legitimate business. Like, I work. I would love for people to see, what does life after divorce look like? What does it look like to be a momager and a mompreneur? Like, that's what I do real time all the time. But the part that people maybe kind of question, and I'm not a relationship coach anymore. I haven't done that in a few years, but I still do life coaching and professional coaching. But I think if they were able to see what I do and see the impact, they would get it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, girl is actually good at what she does. I've got a lot of t-shirts in the drawer when it comes to that. So for people to be able to see what I do and experience the impact and the change and the work I do in the community, I do a lot of advocacy and nonprofit work. Those are some things I would love to shift. Now, I do feel like going back into the season, of course, we'd have to solve some of this drama with me and the ladies because it's there, whether I like it or not. But yeah, I think I'd be open to all of it, but I would just love for people to see more of winter versus more of, winter's drama because it ain't there anymore. So I can't pretend for something to be that it's not. So yeah, that's what I would love to see.
Well, according to the poll that I did for this particular video at the um, before I put the video up, hold on one second. We got about 85% of people who want season 2 to begin filming now. So own / Carlos or anybody out there that might be listening, y'all need to go ahead and bring those cameras back up to DC and get the cameras rolling for season 2. Winter, and listen, for the chat, I just want to thank you guys for tapping in, tuning in, and getting into this entire conversation. I think that this reunion review will actually be broken up into 3 parts. That is what I want to tell you guys, because I am interviewing Jamie tomorrow, and then I have Ashley later in the week, and I'm sure we will get back with Monique at some point in time as well. But Winter, I just want to tell you that you are great reality TV.
Oh, goodness.
And and I definitely see more of it in store for you as things move on. Sky Squad, listen, I hope I got all the questions that you guys wanted to know, because I got the questions that I wanted to know. And Winter, I thank you so much for just, taking the opportunity to jump on at a moment's notice.
No
I know
problem.
that's not always easy to do, but you always seem to be able to speak well for yourself at any given moment. So I wasn't worried about that at all. And when you said you wanted to jump on, I knew you were ready.
Yes.
Oh,
you gotta stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. That's
there you
my
go.
vibe. So no, it's all good.
Anything you want to leave the audience with before we tap out?
Yeah, no, I really appreciate. So, I really feel like I've been on an island this season. But what I can honestly say that has been refreshing to see is how social media has stood up as my +1. Like, I have had a tremendous amount of support. I've gotten a crazy amount of messages from people that have been positive. Like, I know there's good and bad, but honestly, from my standpoint, I can honestly say it has been overwhelmingly good, like very positive. And I'm just really appreciative because, people see what they see, but I think if you do try to bring your authentic self, it does eventually shine through. People have negatives and positives for everything that is done on reality TV. But for me, overall, I've had a tremendous amount of support, and people were not with people coming for me or ganging up on me. Like, people just have stood up. So I just want to say I appreciate those people. I call them the Winterettes. The Winterettes have showed up. It's like the backup singers. Since now I have the single. Now I got the Winterettes, but they have showed up, and I just want to say I'm very grateful for that, because it means a lot. Because it's a lot coming into this environment. You don't know what to expect, and I didn't necessarily sign up to be in reality TV. This all just sort of happened for me. So I just want to say thank you. Really, I mean, it's been a crazy ride, but I've survived. I'm in good spirits. I've not had a mental breakdown. I'm actually quite strong. And being on this show has really allowed me the freedom to be myself. I know people try to throw the minister in the faith-based card, but if anything, it has assured my faith. And it has assured me that I have but one God and but one judge. And so people's opinions literally have learned not to faze me even more. So I'm grateful for the people who see me, who see Winter, and see that I have a lot to offer. And whether it's this show or some other show, stay tuned. Winter is not just coming; Winter is here, and I'm happy about that.
Well, all right. I think if we could end it in any place, it would be that place right there. Listen, Sky Squad, thank you guys so much for tuning in and tapping in on this surprise right here. But definitely, it made for a good interview, and I'm so glad that you were able to be honest and transparent with my questions, because I gotta ask, because if I don't ask, they're gonna get me. Okay. All right. All right, y'all. So listen, we're gonna tap on out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Winter, again, thank you for your time. And with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video.